The mystery of the lost continent of Lemuria. Normally, when people think of a lost continent, the one that comes to mind is Atlantis, but the one you should know about is Lemuria. Lemuria or Mu was an ancient lost continent that was argued to be located in two different places, one being the Pacific Ocean, and two being the Indian Ocean between India, Madagascar, and Australia. Weirdly, many well-known scientists and ancient cultures all over the world talked about Lemuria. During the mid-1800s, many biologists tried explaining the similarities in the flora and fauna of India and Madagascar by theorizing this lost continent. The first finding was from British zoologist Philip Sclater, who found lemur fossils in Madagascar and India that were completely missing in Africa and the Middle East. So he hypothesized Lemuria as the land route that these lemurs used to travel between these places. But now the mainstream understanding is that they traveled through thousands of miles of sea on rafts of vegetation. Like what? Now there was another man that also supported Philip's theory of Lemuria, that was Ernst Haeckel, who literally wrote the book The History of Creation and placed the start of humanity in several places, one being Lemuria, and who was also known as the Darwin of Germany, as he discovered thousands of new species and coined many terms in biology. Now in 2013 there was an article by CNN titled Lost Continent Found Under Indian Ocean, which, get this, was even published in National Geographic. This happened because they found traces of a mineral called zircon that was 3 billion years old on a 2 million year old island, which meant that the mineral they discovered came from a much older landmass that sunk in the Indian Ocean. They theorized that fragments of it could have been here, conveniently placed in one of the hypothesized areas of Lemuria. Now this is where it gets weird. The Tamil people of India believed that the ancestors of humanity came from a lost continent in the Indian Ocean, which they called Kumari Kandam, the cradle of civilization as according to their ancient texts. Now in part 2 I'll show the evidence for Lemuria being in the Pacific Ocean.